Well, here we are on Friday, our last day of celebration, at least for this week, of Global Missions Project birthday, 17th birthday. And we just wanted to have a few minutes to chat with you and kind of close down our week during our celebration and have a good time with you with just me. I wanted to be able to respond to your questions. You can send in questions via the comments on our Global Missions Project Facebook page. And I'll respond to your questions and have a chance to chat with you some. As we're progressing through our time of denial, our time of pause while we're dealing with the COVID virus and everything, I can tell you that we are truly anticipating and excited about the day when we get to resume our mission activities. Look forward to seeing many of you again, starting as soon as possible. Our hope is that in October that will resume for us. Let's just get started. And I want to chat, and I want to answer a few questions for you first of anything that you just want to ask whatsoever. I've already got the first question, and I do want to. I think I already told you you can ask questions during our video presentation here, which is live, of course. The first question is, have I done missions all of my life? My church that I grew up in was very, very focused on supporting missions, but not necessarily participating in missions. We supported financially and prayer-wise about 5 missionaries directly from our church. 100% took care of them with their needs as they were serving on the field in various other countries. But at that point in time, as growing up and everything, no one was ever encouraging me or that I recall anyone else to participate in a mission efforts in another country. But the introduction to missions for me was actually through Global Missions Project in 2003. As we began in 2003, I was not even leading that effort. My friend who started Global Missions Project was the one who launched the vision and the concept. And I said, well, it sounds like a good idea to me. And we tried it. And believe me, I caught the bug for missions that God gave me. God planted that in my heart. And now it's the singular greatest passion in my life for what I'm doing. And I'm just so thankful to be able to participate in that. So my missions activities have been going on actively for the last 17 years. And I just completed on the last mission trip we had a chance to do. That was my 113th mission project in 17 years. Well, we got another question too. It says, what's your favorite country you've been to? Well, I have to be very, very careful in answering that question because I don't want to offend any of the people in any of the countries where we've been. But I think all of us gain favorites for one reason or another in our travels. The only country that we travel to every year, we rotate on some countries. We go every 2 years, every 3 years. But the only one that we go to every year is Cuba. And the door opened for us in Cuba our very first year. It was our 3rd mission project in the year in 2003, in the spring of 2003. And boy, my eyes were opened big on that trip as we saw the thing that amazed me was we saw God in action every single day of the Cuba project. And that's still true today. Is it my absolute favorite country to go to? Because of the movement of God that we get to experience and see? Yes. Are there other places that I've been? Well, I've been to 36 countries. And I have loved going to every single one of them. And our mission partners in all of those countries are amazing people. The heart of a missionary is so unique. God's calling on someone to be 100% focused on missions in their lives is a very, very unique place to be. I've seen our missionaries in places, countries where they literally have to leave the country every 90 days and leave for several weeks to go reapply for a visa to be able to come back in. That's true. Actually, the visa concept for our mission partners is that's true in many places, maybe not at that frequency, but it's true. And but I have truly have enjoyed every single project that I've been on in the last 17 years. We have another question. Does everyone meet at one airport and fly together? When we first started Global Missions Project, that's exactly how we did it. Everyone would get to the primary international departure airport, and we would all travel together to the location where we were going. Well, frankly, we were trying to find a way to maybe even make our costs more controlled for the participant. And we actually discovered that it's actually less expensive if we do, instead of doing a group fare from an international departure city, that we fly everyone from their own location. And which the result of that is that on our mission projects, that we will often have maybe 2 or 3 different international flights traveling over to the country where we're going to be serving. And so today, we don't meet until we will meet in groups in several of those international departure airports, but not all together 100% of the team. When we meet is when we land in the new country where we're going to serve, and within a very short period of time after getting there at the airport in that country, we are gathering together and we are heading to get checked into our hotel where we're going to be staying, and very, very shortly getting together for our first and only rehearsal before we move into the project. So that's kind of how we do that. Do you meet at the project location? Yes, that's what I just answered, that it's a little more of everyone together meeting at the project location. From one of our followers who actually lives in Guatemala, he asked, do you pay for the trip all at once or make multiple payments? Well, what we do is we set up, we know what the cost is going to be. We try to plan a year in advance with our mission host to see what the things are going to cost. And we arrive at a project cost, which is as close to cost as possible for a 10-day project. Most of our projects are 10 days. And once that cost is established, that's on the website with where you register for our project. And then we give you a recommended installment plan, if you will, a way to give each month until the project happens. But that is totally up to you. Some people are in a position financially, they just write a check and send the check in for the entire amount. Most of our participants raise support for their projects from others, family, friends, work associates, church, Sunday school class, people that they know well, and are raising their own support. And the most important thing is that we do have to have the trip 100% paid for when we get on the airplane to leave. Everything needs to be covered at that point of time. Will there be a trip to Romania in 2021? There will not be a trip to Romania in 2021. We just did one last year, and we will probably be returning to Romania in the next 2 years. We do enjoy our missionaries there with Daniel and Ramona Pinku, and we always look forward to going back there and serving with them again. So within the next couple of years, we'll be returning to Romania. And so be looking for that. If that's a place you'd like to go, be looking for that on our website. My next question that came in is, what do you do if one of your musicians has a delay? And I assume the delay means a delay in flight getting to the country, maybe even a canceled flight where they can't even fly on the day that everyone else is flying. You know what? We work out with our wonderful travel lady, Shelley Poe, to make sure that they're able to get on the next flight to maybe the next day and arrive there as quickly as possible. And we get them on board and get them active with us as quickly as we can. Once we have gotten in the new country, had a rehearsal, and they may miss that rehearsal, but that's okay. We get them going as fast as we can anyway. We do send out the music about a month ahead with in PDF files and with MP3s to practice with and to get it familiar with the music. And as you do that, then hopefully you're ready to play the music when you land in that new country. It's just a matter of coming together and seeing the orchestra gel as a single group. I think it's a very important question from one of our friends in Texas. And he said, "When are we going to eat a pork chop again?" Well, that is not something we do on a mission trip. But for some reason, as good as that pork chop is at Perry's Steakhouse in Dallas, it feels like a mission trip to me. And I do enjoy eating that pork chop at Perry's Steakhouse. So, and that's from Jeff Balch. And Jeff, I hope to do it again soon. As we move in here just for the next few minutes, and we're not going to spend a lot of time today, but I did want to share a couple of things with you. We are going to be doing a drawing here in just a couple of minutes for 4 people to be drawn from. Let me rephrase. Anyone who registered to go on a project this week, if you registered to go on a project, upcoming future project, and you registered for it this week, your name was put in the hat to be drawn for a $250 scholarship. $250 scholarship. 4 people will receive that $250 scholarship today, and so that's going to be good. I did have one more question, and that is, where do you find the best flan? Well, some of you, I'm going to have to tell you what flan is. Flan is a very, very well-known Hispanic dessert. It's more of a custard with caramelized sugar, sauce all over it and everything. And I do have to say the best flan that I've ever had does come from Cuba. And the people there prepare it for us every time that we go, and it's a great, great blessing. You're going to have to excuse me for 1 minute, and I'll be right back because I forgot to bring something up here with me. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I can't believe that I did that, and but I hope you hung with me just for a minute, and because I did something very, very special for today to celebrate the GMP birthday. We have a birthday cake that has the Global Missions Project logo on it, and after we finish our little interview today, my little presentation today, I plan to eat some. So happy birthday once again for the end of our week here to Global Missions Project. By the way, it's strawberry cake with buttercream icing. Well, I did get one more question. I was going to wind down here. What is your favorite story of someone coming to Christ during a GMP trip? You know, that is so significant because that's what we go for. We go to share the gospel and to encourage the church. Share the gospel and encourage the church. So many places that the church is under persecution, and we want to be there as their fellow brothers and sisters in Christ to encourage them. I have a number of stories, but I have to say that one of my most favorite recent one was actually about 2 years ago. We were in Hungary, and we were playing a concert. But during all of our concerts, if you've been with us before, you know that we use personal testimonies from our musical groups. Plus, I'm sharing during the program as well. And I have learned, it took me a little while to really learn how to do it, but I present the gospel, the full gospel package, before our concert has ended at every one of our programs. And one night there, we had done that. We had presented the gospel clearly and boldly. And after the concert and everything, a young lady, she was about 9 years old, and her father brought her up to see me after the concert. And she told me, she said, "I accepted Jesus tonight." what a blessing that was, as far as our concert itself closing with someone coming to Christ. One of my other favorites that I do have to share, when we were in Cuba last year, it was a very unique trip, a very unique project in many ways, because of some restrictions that were imposed on us because of the visa situation. I won't go into all the details, but it was difficult for me for a variety of reasons as well, in terms of what the government was allowing me personally to do. And I was concerned about everything we were going to be able to do. But you know what? We went to a small town there, and the local concert band, many of the musicians came and to be with us in the concert there. And at the end of that concert, 25 of the professional musicians came to Christ and gave their lives to Christ. God uses, he can use anything. He can use anybody. And it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how loud or how quiet you are, or your ability to share. He can use anyone through demonstrating the love of Christ to people everywhere we go. I did get one more question, and that is, what is your favorite big band and orchestra piece of music? Anything that I've written, and we'll just let it go at that, because we need to close down. I think it's time for us to do our drawing for our 4 scholarship winners. And let me get this other document up here that I need to be able to see. And so I'm going to be, I have to actually use, this is all done random. It's done by a computer program. And so here we go. Wherever you are, give me a drum roll. And our first recipient of a $250 scholarship, of someone who registered for a project this week, and your name was drawn just this minute, and it's number 5, and that's Jessica Miller. Jessica Miller, and actually Jessica's one of our helpers with GMP. So Jessica Miller wins the first $250 scholarship. So let's see who number 2 is going to be, the number 2 person that's going to win a $250 scholarship. It's being done right now. And the next one who is going to win a $250 scholarship is number 8, and that is Don Cutler. Don Cutler wins a $250 scholarship for the next mission project that he responds to. All right, let's see who the next to the last one is going to be, being drawn right now. And I'm waiting on that number. And that number is number 11, and that is Lorraine Caldwell. And Lorraine is a violinist who has traveled with us on a number of projects. Lorraine, congratulations on winning a $250 scholarship. Awesome, awesome. And now for the last winner of a $250 scholarship today towards your next mission project. I'm waiting on the drawing. And it's number 4, and that's Marianne Medford. Marianne Medford. She is the winner of our 4th and last giveaway $250 scholarship today. So we'll be notifying everyone and letting you know about your, if you're not listening to us today, you'll be receiving a note about winning that. I'm sorry, I just saw one of our drummers giving me the drum roll during that. And so anyway, congratulations to you scholarship winners. Now, I want to remind you of something else that we're doing with GMP, and this is regular. This is ongoing. You can always know this. If you refer or recommend a first-time participant, someone who's never been on a project with Global Missions Project before, if you recommend GMP to them, you refer them, and they choose to go with us on a project, that first-time person, it will get a $250 scholarship. And you, the person who referred them, will get a $250 scholarship. So you can easily add to your support for any of our projects by encouraging someone to go with us. But to get the scholarship money, they need to be first time. In other words, not someone who's been with us before, but a first timer. So you recommend somebody new and they choose to go, and they do go on the project, they get a $250 scholarship. And you, as the referrer, you get a $250 scholarship as well. Thank you so much for all of you who have been with us. I've seen a number of you pop up here that have been with us all week long, and I'm so thankful that you've joined us and been a part of our celebration. And please forgive my faux pas of leaving the cake downstairs in the refrigerator, but it's out now and it's dangerous. So I hope to see many, many, many of you joining us again very, very soon with Global Missions Project, going around the world to share the good news of God's love and the gospel of Jesus Christ.